Addition situations. In this lesson, we're going to be using something that I love to call a strip diagram. So let's do a mini lesson on that. As you can see, I'm starting off with a box. I cut it evenly in half. So whatever amount I have on the top, I have at the bottom. So if I was to say that I have 10 at the bottom, that means that I have 10 at the top. But except for me just writing the 10, I cut the top in half and I put 5 on this side. And I don't know what number goes right here. Well, when you're looking at it, what you have to know is that if the bottom is 10, then that means that the top is 10. So there's two ways you can solve for this. Way number one, you can say 5 plus some number I don't know is equal to 10. Okay? Or you can say, well, if I have 10 and I take away this 5, it'll give me the other part that I'm missing. Sometimes it suits us to subtract when trying to solve. And other times, our addition skills may be so advanced that we can just automatically know in our head, hey, 5 plus 5 is 10. So this must be 5. Okay, so there's a little something about strip diagrams to know. Let's look at this page right here. It talks about Kendra, who has 35 crayons, and her dad gave her some more crayons, and then she had 49 crayons. So she started off with 35, and now she has 49 because her dad gave her some. And they just want to know, well, how many crayons did Kendra's dad give her? And so when you look to see how they started to solve the problem, you would notice that Kendra's total amount is 49. She started off with 35, and we don't know how much her dad gave her right here to make her get 49. So they decided to solve 35 plus blank is equal to 49. And the question is, do you know what this number is? If you know what this number is just by looking at this blank, you are advanced at addition, okay? But most of us would not be able to know what this answer is. So you have to take this addition problem and you have to turn it into a subtraction problem. So 49 take away 35 will give me the other part. So 9 take away 5 is 4. And 4 take away 1. So the answer is 14. So basically 35 plus 14 is equal to 49. Let's look at number 1. June and Mike catch 15 fish in all. So they're telling us right now our total is 15 fish. That is our total. I like to highlight the total because when you know the total, you now know that one of these parts cannot be bigger than the total. Okay? So they said June catches 8 fish. So June catch 8 fish. How many fish does Mike catch? So we need to know Mike's number. And what I meant by highlighting your total is that Mike's number cannot be 15 because 8 plus 15 is more than 15. So if I was to write a number sentence, I will say 8 plus question mark is equal to 15. Can you think what number you can add to 8 to get to 15? If you can, go ahead and write your number below. If you cannot, you need to take your whole number, which is 15, and subtract the part to get the other part. And you will see that your answer is 7. Let's look at number 2. Pam sees 12 frogs jumping near a pond. She also sees 7 turtles and then 17 rabbits. How many animals does she see? Well, we know she sees 12 frogs. We know she sees 7 turtles. And we know that she sees 17 rabbits. So if I was to create a strip diagram with this information in there, you guys, I do not know what my whole number is in this case. I don't know my whole number. I don't know my total number. But I do know that I have 12 frogs. I have 7 turtles and 7 rabbits. And what I need to do is I need to add these numbers together. What is 12 plus 7 plus another 7? 7 plus 7 is 14. I know that because I know doubles. And 14 plus 12 is 26. So the answer is 26. There are a total of 41 chickens on the farm. They just gave us our total. Okay? Our total is 41. I love like when they give us the total. Okay, there are 13 chickens in each of the 2 cages in the barn. So there's 13 chickens in each, which means each of the 2 cages in the barn. So there's 2 cages. One has 13 chickens and the other one has 13 chickens. And the rest of the chickens are outside. How many chickens are outside? Okay, well, let's see. We have some information here. We know that we have 2 cages, and each of them have 13 chickens. And then we have some outside. We don't know how many is that. So, let's see. When you're looking at this strip diagram, you have to be able to read them, okay? So, what I mean by that is, if I go back to number 1, I will see that 8 plus this number equals 15. When I look at number 2, I will see that 12 plus 7 plus another 7 is equal to 26. When I look right here, I see that 13 plus 13 plus some number I don't know is equal to 41. And that's what I want you to write down. 13 plus 13 plus some number you don't know is equal to 41. Now let's go ahead and simplify. What is 13 plus 13? That's 26. So 26 plus something we don't know is equal to 41. Do you know what number you can add to 26 to get to 41? If you do know, go ahead and write your answer. If you don't know, you need to change this equation to subtraction. So you're going to grab your total number, which is 41, and you're going to take away a part, which is 26, and it's going to give you the other part. Borrow 1. 11 take away 6 is 5, and 3 take away 2 is 1. So the answer is 15 chickens. 15 chickens outside. Number 4. There are 25 toys in a box. There are 37 toys on the shelf. How many toys are there in all? So they want the total number. So we're going to be adding here. If I was to draw my strip diagram, I do not know the total number, but I do know that we have 25 in a box and 37 on the shelf. And 25 plus 37 is equal to 62. Number 5. Dennis finds 2 boxes in the attic. He finds 2 boxes in the attic. The first box has 53 hats. The second box has 29 hats. How many hats are in the 2 boxes? Well, Dennis, we don't know the total number of hats, but we do know that you had 2 boxes. And in one box, we had 53 hats. And in the second box, we had 29 hats. And if I was to combine 53 and 29, I would get 82. Mr. and Mrs. Gray went apple picking. Mr. Gray picked some green apples. Mrs. Gray picked 70 red apples. They picked 160 apples in all. Look at them giving us some total information. They gave us a total right here. So my strip diagram is over here. Split it in half. They have 160 apples in all. How many green apples did Mr. Gray pick? Well, I don't know how many green apples Mr. Gray picked, but I do know that Mrs. Gray picked 70 red apples. So if I wanted to solve this problem, I would say 70 plus some number I don't know is equal to 160. Now, if you know what this number is, then all by means, go ahead and select your answer. But in the case that you don't, let's turn this addition problem into a subtraction problem. So I'm going to take the total of 160 and I'm going to subtract a part, which is 70, and it's going to give me the missing part. Oh, more on the floor, so I got to go next door. The answer is 90. Number 7, Marcy bought 2 packages of paper. One package has 88 sheets of paper. The other has 64 sheets. How many sheets did she buy? So we need the total amount of sheets she brought. Well, I don't know the total, but I do know that she brought 2 packs of paper. And one pack had 88 sheets in it, and the other one had 64 sheets. So if I was to combine those together, I would get 152.